All right, welcome back to episode. What? Welcome back to Mayday. Hour 2. We are here. We are on Mayday, Trevor May Baseball, YouTube, and also Twitch. Hello, everybody. Guys, so many subscriptions. Everyone who's subscribed today and re-upped and super chatted or whatever, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Here we go for 200,000. We're going fast. I have so many videos in the works for you. Trust. We have a brand new history of the Mets video being edited currently. A bunch of fun stuff being written at the moment. We're even going to try some new things. I have an intern coming in next week. It's going to be lit. So let's move on. We've got a lot of fun stuff here for the second hour. Thank you guys for the nastiest pitches. We are going to get into those in a moment. I have a new weekly award I'm going to start giving out, and we have some really fun the internet says to get into. So, as always, anyone in both chats, you guys got questions, you want to do a little AMA, you want me to get into them, you want them to show up on the screen and have me talk about them, ask your questions. If they don't get answered right away, just know they're getting put into a queue, and we will get to them for the final segment of the show, all right? So if you got questions, top of your head, things I want to get into, topics you want my opinion on. I know Branch Terminal just asked, do I think that Devin Williams is tipping? I did look at that. I did not see anything. So Graham, brand new sub, Graham135, look at you. If you have a subscription on Amazon Prime Gaming and you're not using it, you might as well use it here, especially if Twitch isn't something you use a lot. Thank you so much. Also, if you usually use it and you forgot to re-up it now. Thanks. Being a full-time content creator is not the easiest thing to make income with. Okay, moving on. We had a question in the Discord that I thought was phenomenal, so we're going to talk about that first. All right, that's what you saw before we moved over, so we're going to do it again. Jumpshoot in the Discord asks, can you explain the starting pitcher confirmation process to me like I'm a 5-year-old? Why do some teams have confirmed starting pitcher for a week and other teams have TBD listed for tomorrow? Okay, so what Jumpshoot is referring to is when you go into the MLB app or on MLB.com and it shows the pitcher, the matchup for the game. This is probably important for betting and for fantasy more than anything. But if you want to go look who's going to play who, you can see that some teams have their guys mapped out forever, other teams don't. Basically, what this usually is based on is kind of like with the Corbin Burns thing that I was talking about. You can manipulate, you can like slot guys in, move people up. If you get an off day, you can keep guys on a 5-day rotation. You can take guys off a 5-day rotation. There could be a guy that's hurt. Like basically it's been reported that someone has gotten hurt. A starting pitcher is hurt and going in the IL. They got an MRI. They're not going to take their next start, but they haven't announced who's going to take their spot. That could throw the whole thing off. So then they just go from whenever that spot was on, they're just not going to do it until they get confirmation from the team. That's what it comes from. The TBD is because we don't have accurate information and we're not going to guess. The teams that don't have any of that information out, which is not very many, where like all 5 guys are just healthy and there's nothing really that could throw it out of whack. That's when the people that put those things up feel most comfortable. I think putting the who the pitcher is going to be. So that's where that comes from. So it's pretty much a crapshoot. So it is what it is. Ooh. All right. By the way, we got a great comment from Live Like Larry DK. So make sure you grab that one for the old list. So great question. Thank you, Jumpshoot. That was really cool. And I realized how that could be confusing. Makes sense. Champagne Poopy. What's up, dude? What's up? How we doing? Bill Belichick still keep guessing. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, let's get into the internet says because we got some fun stuff. All right. Raise your type 1 in the chat if you spend a lot of time on the internet. This is important. Let's see your ones. Ones in the chat if you are a regular purveyor and consumer of internet such things. Okay, there's quite a few of you. Lots of Twitch people. Where are my YouTubers at, dude? What are we doing? You guys, I guess YouTube shows, you guys aren't used to chatting as much, are you? Terminally online? Pfft, no way. Well, so you probably saw your reliever of the week this year. God damn it. Something was out of order again. Okay, I'm gonna do this really quick before we get into the next thing. Shoot, I forgot to move this. Your reliever of the week is Lucas Erceg. Lucas Erceg, my guy, my bag buddy, my spelling bee champion, Lucas Erceg. 4 innings pitched, 3 holds, gave him 0 runs and struck out 3. So our reliever of the week is Lucas Erceg. Can I get a good job, Lucas, in the chat? Thanks, guys. We're going to do a shirt, so I'm going to start sending these guys reliever of the week shirts. So I thought we could start with Lucas, but hey, congrats, man. It's awesome. All right. Anyway, you saw this argument on the internet. This is a gorilla. And those are humans. And as dudes do, we had a perpetually stupid-ass argument on the internet about whether 100 men could take on one gorilla and win in a fight. Now, what does win in a fight mean? This is how these things went. Like, what do we go? What are we talking about here? I'm gonna put this thing to rest, guys. If you give humans a chance, if it's not life or death for humans, they get ability to like plan and stuff. I mean, they're literally in captivity. We caught them, so we can do it again. So if that's happening, yeah. If human beings if it's just a bunch of dudes, like let's say 6 foot, 190-pound guys, 980-pound guys. If it's 100 of those guys and they revert to Lord of the Flies, if either you kill it or it kills you, they would win. Because they will revert into animals as well, and they will just overpower with sheer volume of people. But you'd also have to probably sacrifice like 40 or 50 of your fellow gentlemen. So that's my case. Those are the 2 options. That's all I'm going to say. That's stupid. Anyway, I saw this dumbass thing on the internet, and I wanted to think. It got me thinking. What other interesting premises can we put out there, and how can I make them baseball related? So. What actually gave me this idea, though, was this tweet from Dan Clark Sports. 100 Don Zimmers versus 1 Pedro Martinez. Unfortunately, one Pedro beat 1 Don, so I'd take Don all day, bro. He went for him, right? So Don Zimmer, I got Don Zimmer in this situation, okay? But what about if all 100 guys were Nolan Ryan? What do you guys think? If every single guy was Nolan Ryan? So it's not just 100 average dudes, it's this nut job. This nut job versus this King Kong looking dude. What do we think? I'm taking the Nolans. I don't know about you. You'd only lose a couple of Nolans, and they would sacrifice themselves. Yeah. How about this one? What about 1 Tommy Pham versus 100 cats that have run onto baseball fields? What do you guys think? 100 field cats versus Tommy Pham. Who we got? You got the cats? Unfortunately, Tommy, I got the cats too. They're too fast, man. Though I'm imagining Tommy Pham fighting off cats, and he'd just be be backing up and shuffling, and yeah, just trying to swat them out of the air. But yeah, they're stealthy. They get around you. Yeah, it'd be tough. So we're gonna say the cats on that one. Okay. All right. What about 1 Rougned Odor versus a kangaroo? Thoughts? Just 1 Rougned versus a single kangaroo. Really? Really? You guys think kangaroo? I mean, I'm taking Ruth. I mean, dudes do box. Dudes actually do box kangaroos, but they will mess you up, and they actually have sharper claws than you think, and they also throw kicks in. I think they just cheat. Yeah, I think they just cheat. So I'm going to take the kangaroo in this one. How about one Jose Ramirez versus a gaggle of geese? Thoughts? PM Theodore Butts, thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate that. J-Ram versus a gaggle of geese. Do I know how many are in a gaggle? No idea. No clue. But I like to think J-Ram would go under the radar and just like take out a geese one at a time. Geese are mean? Yeah. Canadian geese? Canadian geese are double mean. A gaggle's at least 5 geese? Dude, that's a lot of geese. But I think they're a lot of show. You know what I mean? I don't know how they'll stand in once one of them gets clocked. I don't know. But there's another couple, and I want to give a shout out to my wife Kate for this idea. For all you, these ones are for you Mets fans in here, all right? Mets fans in the chat, this is for you. What do you guys think? One Francisco Lindor versus one Rat. Or Splinter. Lindor versus Rat. What do we think? You think I've never interacted with geese? I have. I've been chased by geese. But once they don't have the high ground, they're not as confident. YouTube chat super late. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to give you guys time. Trying to. Sorry about that, Winston. My cousin got surrounded by a bunch of gaining geese. I've been surrounded. You have to like go crazy. You have to like be really unpredictable. Like if you run away, but if you like run like to the side, they get confused. That's what I was told. Anywho, okay, so we got Lindor over Splinter. What about Jeff McNeil versus Raccoon? We got Jeff and Lindor versus the Raccoon. What do we think? Together. What if they What if they teamed up? Is Raccoon rabid? We don't know. We barely saw it. Pedro versus 100 Tom Zimmers. PM, you missed it. We just did that first. I had the Dom Zimmers. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. Let me know. That's a mean-ass raccoon, though. That's a scary looking little dude right there, man. That's a scary looking little dude. All right, we're going to continue on with From the Internet, which can be so silly. The internet says dumb stuff, and I just wanted to add some more dumb stuff to the internet. Also, from the internet, one of the greatest catches of all time, this father getting blinded, finishing the catch, pinning it against his body, little girl holding on tight, even celebrating, even though he still can't see. Boom. Dude, that is, I hope someday that my son blinds me as I'm trying to catch a foul ball. Though, you do know, you guys know for certain. Hold on, we're gonna watch. We watch it again? No, we won't replay. You know, he was terrified for a split second there. Terrified. About to catch a ball, you get blinded. You don't want to hit your daughter. Like I'd be like, ah! I would have freaked. I would have freaked out. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. Guess who gets the ball? Hopefully her. What if he's just like, no, that's some BS. You don't get this. You almost killed us. All right. Another story from the internet, baseball related. This man. Now I'm going to bring him up, make him a little bigger for you. This is John Oliver from the Emmy-winning HBO political satire comedy series Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He is English, obviously. And he recently did a segment on his show. Like, you guys see how I do this show? I took a lot from how him and Jon Stewart do their show, put it together. So recently, he ended an episode with an 11-minute segment focused on the wild world of minor league baseball. Boys and girls, if he only knew, that's all I have to say. And now anyone who hasn't watched the show are really against watching it for reasons. We're not going to talk about what he talks about on the show. Usually, we're going to talk about the baseball, okay? So don't worry. You don't have to turn the stream off. Most of the segment was spent celebrating gimmicks and mishaps that give the MILB so much character, but Oliver wasn't completely satisfied with every team's efforts. So he was talking about the crazy names, the trash pandas, all this kind of stuff, how it's changed over the years. But he's noticed some teams haven't really understood the assignment the same way that other ones did. So here's a quote. Here's a quote from the episode, and this is what he decided to do. So anyone who doesn't know, they like to bring the show into the world. And they've done some master trolling. Like they once tried to offer a bribe straight up to a Supreme Court justice and see if they'd take it. They didn't, thank God. So here's the quote. We are willing to use all of our resources and stupidity to give one minor league baseball team a total rebrand, Oliver said. We will give you a new team name, a new mascot. We will even throw you a theme night. It will be personalized. It will be personalized. It will be personalized and it will be bespoke. I promise we will just put just as much time, energy, and research into this as we do exposing the dark underbelly of America's criminal justice system, arguably more. And we will do this in the spirit of your team city and the league in which you belong. So he has offered, on behalf of his show and himself, they will fund and research and develop an entire rebrand for a minor league team. There were a few conditions. Teams that are interested in this offer are not allowed to ask questions or give any notes. And they are required to follow through with what the show gives them. And they have a taker. So we have the Lake County Captains, the high A team for the Cleveland Guardians, has said, do your worst, my friend. Do your worst. So this was recent, so I am excited to see what they come up with. Honestly, it can't be, like, I don't know if they can go crazier than a lot of the things that already exist, but the idea of John Oliver renaming a team and funding its rebrand is so exciting. And my friend DK, producer DK, had a great idea. And I want to tell you about some of the crazy stuff that I did in minor league, some of the crazy things I've seen. So, one, you guys know about the special like uniforms. They don't do them as much in the big leagues, like City Connects kind of, but there was a version of City Connects in AAA in the International League when I was there last. In 2016, rehabbing, in 2018, coming back from Tommy John surgery. The Rochester Red Wings were the Rochester Plates on Thursday. Now, anyone from New York will know this. Anyone who isn't from the state of New York will probably not know this, but each of the cities in Western New York is known for a type of food. Rochester is the hot plate. Hot plates are a bunch of crap piled together on a plate. It's kind of a garbage plate. It's like home fries and ground beef and gravy. You can put whatever you want on it. It's to be honest, I'm a glutton and I eat garbage. It's not my thing, But certain people love it. So we were the Rochester Plates. We had a jersey that had literally, it was just like layers of random crap in the center of a white jersey. And Buffalo was the salt, or we had the Buffalo salt potatoes. They weren't the wings for some reason. And then Syracuse, or was Syracuse the salt potatoes? No, the Buffalo was the wings and Syracuse was the salt potatoes, which is literally boiled. It's just potatoes in briny water. Boiled. It's just baked potatoes in briny water. They're delicious. I will say that. Salty potatoes are so good. But they had they had chicken wings on theirs, and the other one had just a bunch of potatoes. It was like, so that's the type of thing you get. You get these uniforms that are made out of plastic, and they're awful. They're the hottest things ever. They're always way too big, and I hated them. And you know who pitched on plates night? Pretty much every single time he pitched? This guy. So that was one dumb thing. Another thing, there was one time where the on-field entertainment in Bowie, Maryland, the AA affiliate of the Baltimore Orioles, was a monkey riding a dog. Let me say that one more time. The on-field entertainment between innings was what they called the monkey rodeo, and it was a capuchin monkey strapped to the back of a dog, a trained dog that would run in patterns, and then the monkey would be then rewarded with graham crackers. So, yeah. I also, in that same stadium, not the same series, but in that same stadium, I met Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So it was awesome. It was weird, but it was awesome. And then one of my favorite gimmicks that I ever saw, one of my favorite mascot deployments, or the thing they tried to get going that just fell flat and was maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen. In Fort Myers, Florida, the Twins, this is when I was with the Phillies when I saw this, the Twins were the Fort Myers Miracle, and they did not draw well at their spring training stadium. It's so hot, no one was ever there. There was nobody in the stands. And for, I believe, a season or two, the lights would come on at some point during the day, right? They had a mascot named Sparky the Miracle Hamster. Okay, now you're wondering, what the hell is Sparky? So about the fourth inning every game, Sparky would we'd see him walking outside of the fence. You could see like the top of, so it was a dude in a full hamster uniform in the middle of summer in Florida. So it's a dude, like he's in a full mascot, like he is a brown hamster. And you can see his little ears bobbing up and down, and we're like, what is happening? So between the inning or whatever, when they need the lights to come on, they're like, all right, guys, all right, fans, it's time. We gotta get the lights going. Sparky, are you ready? And you see Sparky kind of come up these stairs, and you look, and there's a big wood wheel. Over the center field wall. And they go, go, Sparky, go. There's no one there. It's like the dugouts going, go, Sparky, go. And it's just a dude in a wheel doing this. He's like, and it was like, and then he'd stop and walk forward, and go, Sparky. And the lights would come on and be like, great job, Sparky, over the PA system. And he turned and went like this. And nobody cheered. There was like, actually, it was like this. It was like this. And I had tears running out. I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I love Sparky. Unfortunately, when we came back that week, he was not there. So, just so you know, minor league teams, they need you. If you live in a minor league city, go to more games. They need you so bad. It's bleak out here sometimes. So yeah, and then now we have banana ball, and everyone's like, man, I should have thought of that. You cannot find that on the internet. It's probably because there's a chance, belligerent, that was a thing for maybe a series. They might have tried it a little bit. It was like 98 degrees. There was a dude in a hamster costume. I swear to God, this happened. My teammate Jim Murphy was like, I cannot believe that just happened, and it was awesome. So that was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me, but I think it was really short-lived because I believe the next year we went back because I went to that league again, and the wheel was gone. So yeah, it was just some intern kid. But yeah, so interesting. But that kind of brings us to this. By the way, John, can't wait to see. We will check in. When this happens, we'll check in with it. We'll do a follow-up. But yesterday was May the 4th be with you. My last name's May. And I am really sad that I forgot to get it. Maybe Henry. Henry, if you're listening to the show, come on, bring in that bobblehead if you hear me. If not, it's okay. I actually have my own bobblehead. The giveaways on this day, this was yesterday in all major league parks. Tons of cool bobbleheads, always Star Wars related. I was the main Mayday in 2022 for the Mets. Really, really cool. Unfortunately, I was hurt when it came out. I wasn't pitching well either, so that sucked. But it's one of the coolest things I've ever had. We have one here, but I gave it to my employee, who I don't think has the audio turned on the screen right now, so he didn't bring it in. So I was going to show it to you, but you can look it up too. It's on the internet, and it's one of the coolest things I have. But we have a purveyor, a connoisseur, a collector of these things, who just so happens to be available, ready to make an appearance and show you his bobbleheads that he has gotten recently, and explain them to us. So without further ado, this is David Korn, DK, the producer, showing us, there he is, see, DK, Trevor's producer.
What's up, guys?
There he is. DK, what do you got? Hey, we're gonna make you big. I'm gonna make sure they can see these. Let's see what you're gonna show us today. Oops, that's wrong. There we go. There we go. There he is.
Wow, this is a lot of spotlight. So I have 2 Star Wars baseball collectibles with me right now. Obviously, I'm Trevor's producer, big baseball guy, but Star Wars may be one of my true passions. So the first one I have right here is a Jedi Mookie Betts bobblehead. I got this in 2017 at Fenway Park. So it's Mookie Betts in Jedi robes with a blue lightsaber bat. The bat comes out. That's kind of similar to Trevor's, where he's the Mandalorian and he's holding a dark saber, and the dark saber come out. Although he's having a bat, so it's a little not super accurate to his career. But anyway, and then my more recent one I got this last year at Nationals Park. It is a Kyle Finnegan X-Wing pilot, and it has a 2024 Star Wars Day on the back, if you can see that there. This one's really cool. I love that he's holding the helmet. I think the detail on this one's great, and I'm very excited. So this year, unfortunately, I was working yesterday, so I wasn't able to get to any parks for Star Wars Day, but my mom was nice enough to go to Fenway for me. I grew up in Boston, and got me the giveaway the Red Sox were doing there, and they have these 2 hoodies. One of them looks like you're wearing Jedi robes, and the other one looks like you're wearing Darth Vader's suit, and they have the Red Sox stuff on it. She was able to get me both of those at the game, so I'm very excited to have those next time I see her. So those are some of mine. And Trevor, I just think it's one of the coolest things that you actually have a Star Wars bobblehead. That's so awesome.
It is one of the coolest things that ever happened to me. And also, we've had friends that I made after I retired who were huge Mets fans. They're like, hey, do you have any cool equipment? We just showed up with the bobblehead. They're like, this is sick. So yeah, I got a box of them. Maybe we'll do a giveaway one of those this year. I can't give them away that fast because I only have so many, but I think you need one too. I should probably get you one.
I didn't want to ask, but I'm glad you offered, because that would be great.
And by the way, just so everyone's clear, why were you what show were you working on yesterday?
I was doing Sunday Sliders with you, Trevor. So we were hanging all day.
I didn't know.
We did make sure to talk some Star Wars, and I have heard that our friend Danny Wexel may end up watching some Star Wars. I think she was encouraged by our enthusiasm yesterday.
Yeah, it's just unacceptable to not have seen them at least once.
I agree.
Them and the Lord of the Rings. Thanks, DK. Appreciate it. And I'll make sure we get that to you, dude.
Appreciate it.
All right. Cool. Has anyone else got anything cool? Because this stuff, I don't know. I loved merch as a kid. I always wanted to go to the merch games. Actually, that's the first thing I always looked up. It was in the paper. I remember it was in our newspaper. How old am I? I'm so old. But when you looked up the schedule, it told you what the giveaway was. But yeah, so May the 4th be with you. Always great. And Mayday is my day. So you would think that I would have had more than one bobblehead, but you know what? Surprise, no one gives a crap about relievers. So, you want actual people to show up. All right, let's get into the nastiest pitches after we do Isn't That Interesting here in a moment. So let's do Isn't That Interesting. We have the crazy fact of the week, and I want to hit it with you, and then we'll do some nasty pitches, then we'll answer some questions because we got a nice half an hour to fill here at the end. All right, another great Crazy fact of the week from our friend Henry in the writer's room, all right? Crazy fact of the week. In 1957, the Dodgers and the Cubs traded their entire minor league rosters. What? I believe back then there was only like, they only had like one or two teams. So it's not like now. They didn't trade like 150 guys straight up. They traded like 20 to 30 guys straight up. So the Dodgers were moving to LA. So this is from Brooklyn. So they were the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time. Moving to LA, and the Cubs wanted to change things up. So they traded their entire 25-man minor league rosters to each other. Oh, so they only had one minor league team. So they're like, you suck, we suck. Let's see what happens. So can you imagine on this day, the year of our Lord, 2025, like Jerry DiPoto saying, hey, you guys want to trade Tacoma for like Gwinnett? Braves, you guys down? They're like, no. I'm like, okay. I mean, that might be a smart move. Straight up, 25 for 25. I mean, we just don't do anything cool like that anymore. And we should, in my opinion. Okay. All right, let's get into some nasties pitches. I'm going to pull up. You have it, don't you? Oh, bring it over here. Okay, we have the bobblehead. Thank you. So maybe I can get it. There we go. So this is the Mandalorian. Oh yeah, and he's got it in the box because it's worth something. Look, it's proof. That's me. That's me, not Seth Lugo. That's me. And it says Trevor May on the bottom. I think it says Mandalorian on the back. You do have a little helmet. The helmet comes off and it looks like somebody. It's got blue eyes, the guy. But yeah, so it does exist. I'm not lying. You get one of you, and thank you so much. And they said it was $69 on eBay. So nice, nice, cool. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Let's do some. Let me make sure. Oh wait, no, I know what I'm doing here. All right, let's get in the nastiest pitches. I know what I'm doing. Boom, nastiest pitches.
Nastiest pitches of the week.
All right. Ooh, we got to turn that ad off. We don't want that though, bruh. We don't have that no more. All right, nastiest pitch of the week. And of course, who are we starting off with? Frickin' Paul Vivian Skeens, dude. Let's see what you got. As always, guys, you can submit these in the Discord channel. Please join the Discord. Thank you very much. Nastiest pitches of the week. We have 20 submissions this week. These are all from community members, and I've never seen these. So I'm gonna give them a meh, nice, or a oh my God. Hey, did my mic peak right there? Jesus. Okay. Mine peaked a little bit. But honestly, that's probably for the best. Okay, so see what we got here with Paul Skeens first. Crap. Nice. Kind of boring, honestly. I thought it was going to be a splinker. It was just a normal, good old-fashioned changeup. I don't get many Skeens nice, but this time we did. All right. Ooh, Will Warren. Let's see what we got. Gonna be changeup. Come on. Gross. That was, hold on, one more time. Okay, that's in. That's out. Dude, that is chef's kiss. Give him a gross on that one. Thank you so much. That's sad. Dude. Ooh. Jordan Romano. Now, we had a question in the Discord about Jordan Romano and what's going on with him, so maybe we'll get into that in a moment. But hopefully we get a nice pitch out of him here. Good old-fashioned 12-6. Nice. It's a good pitch. Great pitch. He needed that. So, nice. Give him nice. Is this the Joe Ryan puke sweeper? We watched this last week. We're going to watch it again. I don't know what this is. let's just put it this way. You know it's a good pitch when you run off the camera after you throw it. That's all I got to say. That's really gross, and it should be illegal. Oh my God, Dustin Sanchez. Ooh. Watch your lips, brother. Hey, Jesus. At least you look cool. Gross. Now, I want to point one weird thing about Dustin May, all right? One odd thing he does. Let's see if I can get it frozen. I wanted to talk about this a lot. So watch his hand. Let's see if I can get myself out of the way. That's the wrong way. So watch his hand. It's already curling. He like curls his wrist in like this, which like over flexes all like this is neutral. He's like this. So just watch a couple more frames. See that? He's like here, right? And that's you. Like you can see look at my elbow flex when I do that. You guys see my muscles? See that it's different? So like he's always kind of flexed, and then he get up here and he gets into the cock position. Like look how bent his wrist is. Look at that. That is not great. But he does have phenomenal hair. So it's not great for health. This adds so much extra stress, but then he gets around that pitch so well that it breaks like crazy. So it's going to be interesting. I want to know how his arm's going to continue to hold up. But maybe he does that more. I've always been told I started to do that with my splitter, and then I just started to crush my arm. So I don't know. I don't know if that's comfortable, or maybe it's an adjustment he made after getting surgery, but I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, Kenta. Yes! Nailed it. Love it. Don Shoddy, thank you for your sub. Does he do it again, please? Now what? How did I not see this, dude? Oh my God, what was that? Can I, hold on. Can we get an overlay, please? Bro, have you ever made an adjustment? Oh no. Oh no, Paul, is that real? No. Shit. Well, now I feel bad. I mean, it's still funny, but well, shit. I'm still going to make the video, but that's sad. You got to laugh about it. All right. Gilbert. Let's see what we got. Classic loogie, bro. Love that. Get that helmet swung at. Nasty. That's gross, dude. That's gross. You get a gross for that. Nice, Gilbert. Love that. Sal Frelick, sit in the truck. I saw this live. This is old Felix Batista. He's back. Let's get it. Nasty splitter. Watch this absolute doors. Oh, God, that's a good feeling. Love that, bro. Gross. He's back, baby. He's back. Felix Bautista. Let's get some love. Hold on. Hold on. First of all, pitch is nice. It's a nice pitch. Secondly, though, is this guy's name Blubba? How do you say that name? Blubba? Blubba? Blue bow? Blah blah? Blubba? Blue bow? Blue ba? It's blue ba? Dude, that's blue ba. Blue ba. Blue ba. What's his first name? It better not be like Bradley. Or Bobby. Bobby Blue Blah. It's fucking impossible. AJ Bluebaugh? Dude, it's hard. It's a toughie. It's a tough one. I like that. AJ Bluebaugh. I like that. I'll check it out. Solid pitch, better name. I wasn't expecting it. You got me. What's happening today? Ooh. Can we see that emergency swing again? Ah. Gross. Dude, that guy's 38. Class A? Can we see that first one again? Where's that going? That had to have, I gotta go look that up later. That is gross. Man, I wish I was good at pitching. Michael King now? You guys are. Watch your doink. He tried, dude. That's called a side. I love that. Clase is going to be reliever of the year. You can't give up a run for this year. That's a gross. We already got Kenta. We already saw this, though I really enjoyed it. Ooh, Colin Ray again. He's been popping up a lot. Let's see. Nice. Good for Colin, man. He's throwing well. Let's get some McCullers action. Breaking ball. Nice. Yeah, McCullers is going to be good, man. He's been really good. His stuff looked good. Pete Fairbanks. Oh, 3 punchies. The psycho himself. Let's see it. High slider, exactly where he wanted it. Low slider, exactly where he wanted it. And a blinker? Was that changeup? Did we just get a Pete Fairbanks changeup? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Love it. Nice, Pete. Gross. Is this that dude who throws a billion? What's his name? Abner Uribe. Nice. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, last one. Ooh, another Lance McCullers. See, now that's what I'm talking about right there. Welcome back, Lance. Nasty. Dude, that's gross. That's a good changeup. See, that's what I'm talking about. Everything was moving all over the freaking place. Ew. Those are the nastiest pitches of the week right there, guys. Let's get some round of applause. Thank you guys for sending those in. I appreciate you. As always, you can send them in. Please, Baseball Savant or Twitter links only. That would be really helpful. I would appreciate it. But a lot of great stuff there. We do this every week. We look through them and then we make them into a video. So that's going to be in a video. These were some good ones. That Kenta thing got me. I got me. So let's answer some questions. You guys have been asking questions in the chat, so it's time to talk about them, all right? What questions did you have for me? Let's get in and talk about some stuff. DK, start firing them up. Players get used to specific umps in their zones too, no? Oh, 100%, yes. Yes. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Make myself bigger here. No, actually, I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna turn this off. That's right. And then we're gonna turn this off. And then I'm gonna actually do this. Sorry, I'm struggling. There we go. All right. So do players get used to their umpires? Yes. They develop a rapport with the guys. They feel comfortable talking to certain guys in certain ways. That's a big time, big problem with it. And this is from AJ Brzezinski actually told me that you can like completely play them like a freaking fiddle if you want. And they definitely go with the ebb and flow of the game. So yes, that's 100% real, 100,000%. What do you think is the most underrated part of being a professional baseball player? That is extremely interesting question. There's a lot of great parts, right? But in terms of just perks, honestly, the day-to-day, like this is gonna seem funny, but this is like a daily convenience thing. Like not having to worry about where food was coming from very often was like, it is a perk beyond, like, if you're like, oh, we're getting really nice meals with good variety, like regularly. And now that I'm retired, I'm like, oh my God, every 2 hours I have to think about what I'm gonna eat. This sucks. When does this end? How many days are there? You know what I mean? So I would say, like, just in terms of the most benefit, and we paid for the food, like it was taken out of our paychecks, but having really high quality food made by people who know what they're doing on the regular basis, where you didn't have to like worry about it, you knew where you're gonna be able to get some food soon. That was pretty awesome. Maybe flying charter flights is pretty great too. Like going from the tarmac, getting on the plane, just them checking your ID, not getting your bags checked. That's pretty nice too. That's pretty nice too. Good question. That was a good one. Please talk about my GOAT, Shane Smith. I am a fan of Shane Smith. I think he's filthy, and it has been a lot of fun watching him throw really well for a team that they were like, I don't know who was on this team. So Shane Smith, keep it up, buddy. By the way, anyone wondering, he's a gentleman who pitches for the Chicago White Sox. I am a teacher and a coach. Keep asking if I could beat up 100 high schoolers and keep having to explain how dead I would be. Yeah, you'd be dead. High schoolers are gremlins. What are we talking about? What do you think? Do you think adults like get 10x the strength or something? I mean, I don't even think like Thor Bjornsson could do that. So, I've been sitting on stock of Wander Franco bobbleheads. I'm guessing there'll be no coming back. Nope, probably not. You might want to, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Question for later. When do you next plan on using Gold Pass, and can you explain how it works? Do you just turn up, or do you need to inform the stadium or team in advance? Very good question. The next time I'm actually going to use it, you know what, I'm gonna move over here a little bit. The next time I plan on using it is going to be actually next Wednesday when the Mariners take on the New York Yankees in a day game getaway day. I'm gonna take we're gonna have a new intern in the office, Caleb, and I'm gonna take Henry, and we're gonna go have a little company excursion. So how it works is I don't have to inform, you can inform them, but you don't have to, right? So you go in, you go to will call, and there's like sometimes there's a specialty will call, like the will call that's people who like buy like a box or like a suite or something, right? That person, usually that window's empty and they send you down there because this person's used to it. So then you present your gold card and then your ID to prove that you're that person. And they go, okay, 2 tickets. And they go, here's what's available. Where do you want to sit? It'll be a day game in the middle of the week, so there'll be a lot of places. And I'll be like, oh, we want to sit over there. We actually want to do three tickets though. Can I just buy the third one? They're like, sure. And then you just get whatever the price is. So, and then they'll just put them all together. So they'll just put it on the end. And that's it. You just go, and usually there's someone in the will call office that knows what to do, because there are usually major league teams have their players that played for that team locally, a few of them around that use it. And that's really how it works. Unfortunately, you got to make friends with the ticket person in order to like for example, I want to give it to my dad one time, just be like, take one of your buddies and go to the game. A day I can't go or something. And I would make sure that I know the person that he's going to give it to, so they'll let him in, because it's not that big of a deal, right? Like if I go, or if I get I'll go get the ticket, give him to somebody, then I'll go home. But like, it's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. But there are certain places that it doesn't apply to usually. Like, I could go to the Diamond Club, but I don't get like all the stuff that goes along with it, stuff like that. What up, Mr. Way? Going into my first professional baseball game soon. The Buffaloes versus Toyo Carp at the Osaka Dome. That is sick. Japanese baseball looks amazing, and I cannot wait to go one day. I think we want to go in the summer in the next couple of years. Go to Japan for a week, but we're waiting for the boy to get a little older. So, 1 gorilla versus 10 Giancarlo stands. It's funny. If you're the Dodgers, you start to worry about Conforto, or let him ride it out until summer. Let him ride it out, man. Conforto's a good player. Is he? I'm assuming he's been struggling as of late. He's also a great defensive player. But no, I would definitely stick with him, because I just think he's got a pretty good track record. He's just not going to hurt you. But if you don't have someone to replace him with, then what's the point? You know? He's in the middle of a really bad slump. Is it like Jock Peterson's bad? That's not good. As an O's fan in the dumpster fire, any suggestions on what you would do? Sorry if you already talked about it. Morton, bust, etc. Just wondering, like, where do we go from here, man? So I'm sorry, but like I said the same thing. I don't know. Like you just wait for guys to come back. You're not full strength, so that is one thing. But like no Cowser, no Kittredge, like there's guys hurt. But you know, no Westberg. But again, I don't know. You know, he had them before. You know, I don't know where you go from here. So I would say hold steady and really hope that some of these young guys come back soon. You need Grayson Rodriguez back, but they got to trade. They got to trade for a pitching, man. They got to trade for starting pitching. Like Kate Povich has been the best pitcher lately. Like it's not great. Like I'm happy for him, but like he's not going to be your game one starter. You need more. So that's unfortunately that's where we're at. Sorry, I'm disappointed in them too. I'd expect Joe Ryan Sinker to be more effective, but it seems like people are waiting on it, and it's like a 350 average against. Interesting thing about the sinker. Sinkers are still always going to be a little bit. If you don't have a really good breaking ball, you don't have a really good changeup or something. If you throw a lot of sinkers and not a ton of like swing and miss stuff, it's got to be a wrinkle pitch. Joe Ryan's definitely more of a four-seam breaking ball guy, so he uses a sinker as something to get them off of everything else. So that just might be an indicator that he's throwing it too much. But for him too, by the way, his sinker's like it's more of a two-seam. He's just trying to get it to go in. It doesn't it's not like a heavy like boom. It's more like everything he throws is really gradual. He's like he's a high spin, like really mobile guy. And so that's but sinkers generally have higher batting averages against than four seams. Good sinkers have higher batting averages against than good four seams, because by their nature they get put in play more. So it is what it is. The Angels hit you up for MLB contract. Would you entertain the effort? All they need is pitching help they can get. No, I wouldn't. Not because of the Angels. A little bit because of the Angels, but also I just don't want to. Going there as a pitcher is a nightmare. Nobody has anything good to say. What's the benefit of pitchers that are better at pronating versus supinating and vice versa? Pronating tends to be breaking balls and tends to get ride. Supinating tends to get fade easily and tends to throw sinkers better. So there isn't really a benefit one over the other. Like, for example, Devin Williams is a great supinator. So he can throw a changeup like that. No one else can do it because no one can supinate like him. And vice versa, you can get stuck. No, sorry, pronate. Everything I just said, pronator. Supinators are in. Some guys get stuck in here and they can't throw anything that goes the other way because the ball constantly spins that way. That's why I think theme shifting really unlocked some people, because they were able to get this spin on the ball and then get it to go the other way. That's what my changeup did. So inherently, it just kind of dictates what pitches you can throw more consistently and what's more comfortable for you, and then just limits your options one way or the other. But if you're able to do both, which is uncommon, but if you're able to do both, that's the best, obviously. So yeah, that's the difference is supination, pronation. Do clubhouses do theme food nights like carne asada for Cinco de Mayo? They do, yeah, they do. Or like just Mexican, right? It'll just be Mexican enchiladas and carne asada and all kinds of stuff. And there's a good variety anyways, but yeah, they try to do that. Like 4th of July will be like, it'll be ballpark food, which is cool and also cheap for them to do. So yeah. Do you think switch pitching will become more common? I hope so. Let's see what Sanja does. We'll see what Mariners guy, the Mariners guy, and how he is deployed, and if he is successful and is able to be a high value pitcher at the major league level, I think more guys will be committed to doing it. It's amazing you can do it. I don't even understand. All right, a few more and we'll take off, guys. Thank you all for your questions. These are great. I love ending the stream like this. Who is the best player of all time? Why is it Dan Ugla? Ugla. His last name's Ugla. Remember how bad he was that one year? What do you think about the current state of baseball? What do you think of the current state of baseball in the U.S. as a marketable spectator sport? I think it's in a good place. I know. I'm usually super apathetic or pessimistic about that stuff, but I genuinely think it's in a really good spot. I think that Shohei Ohtani is a great superstar that I like what he brings to the game. He's a two-way player too, so that's all new. And then you add in all like the Dodgers are kind of the new villain. The pitch clock has made the game much more smooth. A lot of the advancements that hitting has made lately has now changed how the hitting's getting a little bit better, pitching's getting a little hard. The gap's closing a little bit. It's becoming more competitive. The parity is awesome. Anyone could win the World Series if you're just really hot at the end of the year. Like all of those things, I think make for a really fun sport. But I do want people to commit to like the ballpark as an experience a little bit more. But it's hard. It's just hard to get that. So. Is the burnout at the major league level? Is the burnout real at the major league level? How do people deal with it? Very much so. And you deal with it by just dealing with it. It's hard to deal with. Burnout is real in varying degrees. Actually, on the last Cut on the Diamond podcast I did with AJ Ramos, he was talking about how baseball wasn't fun since it wasn't just fun since he was playing Little League or playing wiffle ball in the backyard. It was like competition. It was real. It was important. He goes, and the longer you have that, this is real, this is important, the harder it is to enjoy it at times. That makes burnout harder. And I burned out a lot because I need to be alone a lot. I don't know about you guys, but even now, like I'll be like babe, I'm gonna go up to my office for like an hour and just like putt around, just let my brain wander for a bit, please, because I've been so focused. And she's always like, all right, like I need a lot of alone time. It's just the way that I am, and that made playing baseball hard. So like after games, I'd be so gassed from like being on all day that guys would, hey, you want to go out and get a drink or whatever? Like, no, I don't. I want to go to my room and just do whatever I want to do for a little bit. So it's real. It is real, but it's real like in any other job, right? Just imagine whatever job you do. Take sport out of it. Take the baseball out of it. Just imagine any job you did. Just like there was no calling in, and there's very few off days. Like you can't call in sick, right? You can't be sick. Like even when you're sick, most teams make you come in and get checked out. So it's like you feel an obligation more than normal jobs, and that can sometimes be like, dude, just let me can I get like 12 hours, please? Like, so yeah, it is hard, and it's harder for certain people than others. And then other guys are like, this is all I ever want to be. So anyway, all right. And if you ghost the team, it's a national story. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you ghost the team, if you just disappear for a bit, it's a big deal. That's the thing. That's the thing about sports that's crazy. Is there's so many guys who are like, dude, I just want to get like you can't just be like, think about a normal job. Guy doesn't show up one day and no one hears from him. They're worried about him, but like you're not gonna get fired right away. Like it's not gonna be a huge deal. If you're like, hey, I had a mental breakdown, I just couldn't and then you move on and be okay. You get help. You can't do that in sports. It's just it's so looked at. So I think that's why it's so important that guys feel comfortable working on some of this stuff while they're playing, like while they're going. It's just hard sometimes. Most time it's not. Most time it's great. Most of the time it's great. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got on that. All right. Last one here. I'm going to do, Shane, we're going to do yours, and then we're going to get out of here. This is the last question we got. Yeah, you're right there with me, DK. How do teams decide where to go out for dinner? Does that player decide, or is it pre-planned by the organization? It's always players. It's always players. Almost always. I would say there's one team dinner that like the players will choose a spot, like, hey, when we get this plate, and then the team will facilitate it. And that's usually like the team dinner before opening day. Then every other one is just like on the players. Because of everything I just said, the coaches in the front office and stuff, they're aware that they ask a lot of our time. So like when we're not at the field, they try really hard to be like, you can say no to everything but the whole baseball part. So, and that's how it should be, in my opinion. So, all right. Wait. Brett Boone just signed to be the Rangers hitting coach? Did he? That's awesome. Where's he been? I'll have to find out. All right, Brett Boone. I don't know why we're talking about Brett Boone, but we are. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here on Mayday. I love that we're going to. I love hour 2. I love hour 1 too. But I love the little 2 thing we got going. I want to hear your guys' feedback, and I always want to hear like if you have ideas for things to do on the show and stuff. Discord is where to do it. I really want to make that clear. So discord.gg/TrevorMay or the Discord link should work. People should be able to join Discord. If anything, you should be able to Google it. It'll just come up. There's a lot of people in there. You can put in ask these pitches, you can ask questions, you can get on the show. I do appreciate that. We have forums going for your team, so if you're going to go run a forum for your team, we can do it there too. I got a lot of content coming out soon, so make sure you're subbed to the YouTube channel. You're following on the Twitch and all the socials and everything. A lot of fun stuff going on here in T-Mayville. So without further ado, that's Mayday. That's our show for the week. We'll see you next Monday, 1 p.m. Pacific, as usual, on Foul Territory Network. 2 o'clock will be on Trevor May Baseball. Drink your water. Watch your baseball. And I will see you next time on Mayday. The show about the show. See ya. Bye-bye. Night-night.